morning and welcome to our first port, sunny La Rochelle. To day 3 of our 14-day Sky Princess cruise.
On day 3 then, we docked in the French port of La Rochelle.
It was very nice there. It was the first time we'd been to that part of France.
Yeah, and I was surprised at how medieval and how historic the port was.
So, let's talk about the start of our day. So because it was our first port, we got up very early.
We did. We woke up at about 7:30, which is early for us.
Very early.
Reason being was the night before, cruise director Andy, before the main performance of the show, basically told all the passengers to stagger their disembarkations to La Rochelle. Would you say disembarkations?
Yes, yeah. He asked people actually to leave it till later on in the day.
Yeah.
And we did the opposite because we thought if everyone has had that advice, we'd get there as early as possible and try and get into La Rochelle before everyone else did.
And so we woke up early, we went straight for breakfast.
Straight for breakfast in the buffet.
Yeah, in the buffet. It was relatively busy, but we didn't have any difficulty finding a seat. Plenty of selection as per usual.
Really quickly, the breakfast was actually, we didn't spend much time in the buffet at all. So quick in and out and then straight off to collect our tickets for the shuttle. So we had a coach transfer to La Rochelle,
which was free, which was provided by the port.
But in order to do that, we needed to collect our tickets first from the what was the name of the restaurant?
It was the seafood sushi bar on deck 7. They were based there and handing out tickets to disembark.
Yes, and we already had heard that there were quite a few passengers waiting to disembark, so we thought we'd grab our ticket, head back up to the room, collect our bags, our coats. No, we didn't need a coat.
No.
Just collect our bags and then head back downstairs to wait and have a coffee before we can get off.
As soon as we arrived at the room to get our bits together, our number was called.
Yeah.
So we had to quickly rush down to, I think it was deck 6, to get onto the shuttle coach that was waiting to pick us up.
The shuttle then took about 20 minutes to get to La Rochelle.
Yeah, the centre of La Rochelle. It wasn't very long at all. Air conditioned, which on a beautiful sunny day did make all the difference.
So we were parked about 5-minute walk from the marina, which is the hub really in La Rochelle. So we took a stroll from the coach to the marina first of all.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as we arrived into town, we took a walk and we could see in the distance what looked to be like a Gothic tower. As we got closer and we did a quick Google, we found out that it was an old, most of La Rochelle was old, Gothic lighthouse.
Yes.
So that's quite impressive, and we could see that as we walked along the walls heading towards the marina.
Yeah.
After walking past the Gothic lighthouse, we entered into the marina area, which is the hub of La Rochelle. You can't miss the famous towers of La Rochelle, which form the majestic gateway into the old port, as seen here, overlooking the marina. Took quite a leisurely stroll around there first. We then noticed what looked like to be a gateway with a grand clock above the centre of it.
Which we found out is called the big clock, grand clock.
Grand clock. In French, that neither of us are prepared to
I can't pronounce that. Grand clock, big clock.
after a walk around La Rochelle, we then headed for, well, we thought it was time for a quick coffee.
Absolutely.
As we like to do most ports, sit down in a local cafe, have a coffee and just
immerse yourself in the local culture.
AKA people watch and be nosy. What we didn't know at the time is that we were sat outside the Hotel de Ville, which is an iconic landmark in La Rochelle. We were really lucky because the square that we were in was in the sunshine, it was really warm, so we ordered 2 coffees, lattes.
Yeah.
2 lattes, cafe latte.
Cafe lattes.
2 cafe lattes, reasonably priced, around €2 to €3 each. And we sat there for about half an hour really, listening to the locals, watching what was going on.
It was an absolutely beautiful spot. Strongly recommend that if you do go to La Rochelle and you need a 20-30 minute break, you can just go to the square, have a sit down. There are other cafes available, but it was just a really nice location where you got to see actually quite a lot.
The finest building in La Rochelle is the Hotel de Ville. This was the medieval town hall, the oldest of its kind in France. La Rochelle was a wealthy merchant city, but dwindled in the 19th century. Today, trade has returned thanks to a new deep water port. This is where our cruise ships dock.
After Hotel de Ville, we decided to just browse and have a look around La Rochelle independently on our own. Yeah. We didn't have anywhere set in mind, we just wanted to sort of walk around and just experience the town.
This historical city is a crisscross of narrow streets filled with bars and cafes. There is a big cafe culture in La Rochelle, as with the whole of France.
We ended up walking to the Natural History Museum and there was a beautiful park.
Yes, the park was fantastic. We wandered through there for probably about half an hour, didn't we? Taking in views of the fountains. Yeah. They had trellises of flowers growing. It was a really nice place to be.
Next, we decided to go back into the centre of La Rochelle and we happened to come across St. Louis Cathedral.
Now, this cathedral was... it didn't look very much from the outside, really, did it?
No, it was kind of tucked away and covered with other buildings.
But as we entered inside, we could see that it was absolutely vast. It was a huge building with very few people in, actually. There was only 1 or 2 other people walking around. So we took the opportunity to have a look around.
We made it back to the main marina of La Rochelle and it's a massive marina. Yeah. It's a very, very big marina and we managed to walk all the way round to St. Nicholas Tower.
A little story about on the way is that we think they were filming either a TV show or a movie, probably TV show. So we were trying to get in the background of that. So there might be a little bit of a cameo of us somewhere along the line.
Somewhere on
French TV.
French TV, you can see us in the background just looking confused as to what was going on.
Yeah, but we didn't actually go into the tower, but we headed up the steps of St. Nicholas's Tower, and it was a beautiful view out to sea from there. And as you turned around, you could see right across the marina into La Rochelle and all the cafes. And La Rochelle is now the largest yachting marina in France. You can see hundreds of yachts based in the port.
After St. Nicholas Tower, we decided that perhaps we better make our way back to the coaches.
Again, back around the marina, headed back the way we came, our original way we came. So it took us about 20 minutes, didn't it?
And because this essentially was just one path to the bus stop and La Rochelle.
Yeah.
It was very, very hard. You'd find it very difficult to sort of miss your way and get lost.
Yes, and because La Rochelle is quite a small town, you could see other passengers heading in the same direction, couldn't you? So there was definitely a clues there on which way to go. Boat trips are very popular here, with a chance to visit the iconic Fort Boyard as seen on TV. A boat trip to Fort Boyard isn't cheap. As you can see here, it'll cost around €20 per person for the visit.
So we made it back to the bus stop and we couldn't believe what we saw.
Yeah, there wasn't just a few people, there were a lot of people waiting for this bus.
It was massive. It was a really, really big queue.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it, and obviously our hearts sank when we saw that.
Yeah.
However,
thinking, how long will we be waiting here?
However,
2
buses came and we all managed to get on fine.
Well, yeah, true. It's very true. It is very, and luckily, where we were positioned in the queue was where we could just jump on the bus straight away. So yeah. We got back pretty quickly in the end, didn't we?
We did. I think we waited maybe 10 minutes, and we were on the bus moving back towards the boat, back towards the ship. And the port.
Yeah.
When we got back to Sky Princess, the sun was still shining. We still had a couple of hours of sunshine left, so we decided to make the most of it, and we decided to go to the
retreat. Yeah, so the retreat is a nice area of the ship. It's adult only, and it can be quite busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on sea days, it's very, very busy. Depending on how many families and children, they can all have an impact on how many people sort of attend the adult only area.
When it's sunny.
Yeah, when it's sunny.
So we probably had to do 2 laps of the retreat, found 2 beds together near the entrance to the sanctuary, and decided to sit there for a couple of hours. It was at this point we then
decided to order some drinks and some food, because we were quite hungry after all of our walking, via the Medallion app.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. And it worked out actually okay.
Yeah, 20-minute wait.
20
It was
minute
brilliant.
wait.
It was brilliant. So yeah, we ordered, I think we both had burger and chips.
Both had burger and chips.
Some nice cold drinks, and they were delivered to us exactly where we were laying.
Yeah.
Really, really good, really, really efficient. The drinks came from the retreat bar, which is just downstairs, and the burgers were actually made from in the snack shack and then transported over to us. It was brilliant. Really good.
Brilliant.
Really good.
Nice and tasty, still nice and hot. Really enjoyed them.
So after spending the afternoon in the retreat, topping up our tan, it was now time for us to go back to the room and start getting ready for this evening's festivities. After getting ready, we headed down to the Soleil restaurant, where we had a daily booking at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. every night.
This evening's meal, Tom had the coq au vin, and I had the smoked pork loin, and I've got to admit that smoked pork was beautiful.
Yeah, I carried on the French theme after being in La Rochelle, why not?
That is one thing to note, that pretty much every day on the menu there usually is something themed around your destination.
Yes, yeah, quite often there is, isn't there? Yeah.
After dinner then, we made our way to Good Spirits to enjoy a cocktail before tonight's show.
Yeah, so the show for the evening was Gareth Oliver, ventriloquist. Absolutely fantastic. If anyone is on board the Sky Princess or Enchanted Princess, I know he's been on both, and he's on board, please do go and see him.
Make sure you do. Absolute legend. So good, so funny.
Really good. And it's one of those things where you see ventriloquist and you think, but definitely worth a watch.
No, definitely, absolutely. Very, very talented, very, very funny.
Very funny.
This was the first of 2 shows 2 completely different shows that Gareth was doing on during our cruise. Yeah. And you may recognise the name as he originally found fame on
Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent.
Okay, so after the show with Gareth Oliver, we headed once again to Princess Live to see their nightly game show.
In Princess Live, there was a game show where they were just asking random questions and getting members of the audience to come up. We didn't participate.
Not this time.
This time, but we do a little bit later on in the series, so make sure you stay tuned.
Yeah, we do. I don't know if it's we do or I do, but...
Tom did.
Yeah. Okay, so once Princess Live closed...
12 o'clock on the dot.
Yes.
No.
We thought we'd head over to Vista Lounge for one quick drink. Spot of DJ Ron.
DJ Ron on the decks till 2:30. Boom,
yeah.
Boom.
We weren't there till 2:30.
No, we weren't.
Because what we actually did, we went for a quick walk outside, actually, on our way to visit the casino.
Absolutely. So a quick brief stroll, get a bit of fresh air out on deck 7.
But getting out on deck proved harder than we thought it was going to. It was actually very windy out on deck, and to open the door, I think you needed super strength. Well, I did anyway. I did. Yeah, it proved a challenging task.
It's very, very challenging for Tom. Very challenging.
And for you.
No, and for me. It was really windy, and I don't know what it is about the wind and those doors on deck 7, but they will not budge.
No, it's definitely not aerodynamic
there
to allow you to open those doors, is it? So, okay, we then headed to the casino. Exciting times because Don was a winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Now, I'm not a gambler. I don't go into casinos. This is the first time on any cruise ship I've been on I've actually spent money in the casino.
Because previously you've always said to me, we're not going in.
We're not going in.
We're not going in. But we did go in.
We did.
And you had about 2-3 presses, and surprise, surprise.
So I think for about a $5 bet, I got $63 back.
Yeah.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
So we're not millionaires, but we did make money, so we're pleased. We're pleased.
Yeah, we made money on day 3.
Yeah, day 3. Then we went
by day 14.
Yeah, we went to the lady at the desk, basically looking like we'd just won the jackpot, and saying, "What do we do next?"
Because they give you cash out at the casino, and they just give you $60.
Yeah.
And obviously we're sailing around Europe and.
We didn't know. So, overcome with excitement, we then headed to International Cafe for past midnight, maybe 2 a.m. Snack.
Feast. The International Cafe on deck 5 serves food and a selection of sweet treats 24 hours a day. In addition to that, they've got proper coffee machines.
Proper coffee, yeah.
So you can get lattes, cappuccinos, and the amazing thing is, if you have Princess Plus or Princess Premium, they're included in your package.
Yes.
As well as
water.
Bottles of water.
Yeah.
If you order them via the app and they get delivered, they're not included, are they?
No.
So International Cafe, deck 5, bottle of water, bottle each, before bed. Lovely.
Sorted. And that was the end of our day in La Rochelle, day on board.
Day 3 done.
Day 3 done. Straight to bed, straight to sleep.
Because
we have a busy day again. Where are we going?
Bilbao.
Bilbao.
Never been there either.
No. So see you in Bilbao.
Thanks for watching our day 3 video blog of the wonderful port of La Rochelle. If you've got any comments or questions, please pop them in the comment box below.
If you've enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check us out on social media.